We're here out at the farm, but not for what you think. We're learning about one organic way to make your blue jeans blue. Let's go check it out. It's harvest day at this Marin County farm in Northern California. But Rebecca Burgess isn't harvesting fruits and veggies on her land. It's something else entirely, and that's Indigo and Coreopsis. So what kind of plants are these and what are they used for?
This is called Polygonum tinctorium, otherwise known as Japanese indigo, and this plant is used to make blue dye.
The textile artist and environmentalist grows, harvests, and processes it on her farm.
I've started dye farming. I realized there was a real need for color.
That's also where these bright blossoms come into play. I'm here at Fibershed's farm picking Coreopsis flowers, which when added to water and set out in the sun will create a beautiful natural orange dye. Burgess's mission to create her own natural dyes is all part of a bigger picture, and that's something called a fibershed.
Fibershed is like a watershed or a food shed. It's a geographical region you could draw on a map, literally, that outlines what parts of your landscape are required to come together to make your wardrobe.
The idea is to wear clothing made locally, from the fabric right down to the dye.
Right now, most of our garments, in fact 99% of our garments, are made overseas.
And Burgess isn't just talking the talk.
My entire wardrobe is made up of clothing whose fibers and dye plants were all sourced within 150 miles of my front door.
It sounds challenging to be sure, but Burgess is out to prove that it can be done.
How we dye fabric. This is really an important question for all of us.
Today, she's introducing a group of teens to the idea.
So you are part of the first ever Grow Your Jeans project today.
They'll be helping her get the indigo dried out and ready to go.
We started the process of stomping and sorting indigo.
First, you dry the leaves out. The next step is the fun part. You separate the leaves from the stems.
And they stomped it.
It feels really like crunchy and dry, I don't know. It smells good too.
They separated the dried leaf from the stem. And the dried leaf is what we want. That's called the blue gold. That's going to go into the dye vats when we start dyeing. The stems get composted and they go back into the soil at the end of the year.
With the help of oxygen, it will turn blue. And that's how you make indigo.
You can get almost black from this if you dye it, if you dip it a few times, like 3 or 4 times.
Then into burlap bags it goes.
Perfect, you guys got it. And did anyone have a guess on the weight on that? Okay, so that's 5 pairs of jeans. And out of this project, we'll have about 400 pairs of jeans dyed.
I learned that it takes a lot of effort to harvest indigo. I don't know, it's really different from just buying a pair of jeans. You don't really think about it when you go to buy a pair.
Natural dyes are just one idea behind a local fiber shed. So is where you get the fibers themselves. And it goes without saying, they have to be sustainable.
And that means one that doesn't use pesticides or herbicides, doesn't use genetically engineered plants, no GE cotton, no GMO cotton. And we're using water responsibly, and we are using our wool and everything in the region with ethics and care for the animals and plants.
It's all part of a system designed to make you think about where your clothes come from.
And that's one of the values of Fibershed, is to value things and to keep them in play for a long time. We want clothes that'll last a generation.
There are other ways you can tread a bit lighter on the earth too when it comes to the clothes on your back.
If you're one of these people who wants to dabble in Fibershed, the one way to dabble is just to start swapping clothes.
It goes a long way to save energy and resources.
The average American throws away 64 pounds of fabric a year. That's hundreds of acres of time and energy of growing cotton.
So from growing, harvesting, and processing dye, to finding locally sourced materials, Burgess says a fiber shed is an important part of the future.
If we can now inspire a new form of manufacturing, I think fiber sheds could be in every region of the country. So I welcome teens now and in the future to be a part of this movement. Thank you, everybody, and Jalena, I'll give you a high five. Thank you.